didn't see you there. Well, it's about time I introduce myself. My name is David Gilmore. Let's see if you can hang on for the ride. This is our first episode of Poetry with David. I don't have a good name for it, so that's what we'll call it for now. What do we got here? So this is what I consider to be my second book. It's called This Is How I Feel When I Can't Explain It. It's not finished. This is definitely a raw copy of it, so it's not available if you like anything out of it, but there is a couple of poems that I'd like to read out of it for you today. Look through and decide what we got here. Mr. Brown Tree, how tall are thee? More than me at least. You've outlasted prehistoric beasts, providing shelter, sharing shade. We sit under you in a day's swelter. Diamond on my hand, feet covered in sand, face covered in paint. I'm peeling the pain away after a wonderful summer party. And that poem is called Paint Chips Peel. Now, it's very short, but I enjoy this one a lot because I wrote it when I was sitting underneath a tree in a park that I used to hang out in a lot. I used to sit in the tree a lot, but the bench underneath was a lot more accessible, especially after a night that I had before this. So the day before, I was at the beach all day, and I love hanging out at the beach in the summertime, but you get so much sand in your shoes, and in Western New York, our beaches are not crystalline, to say the least. So a lot of the soil, a lot of the sand is very rocky and whatnot, so it's not good, but you get a couple beers in you, have a great time, got a bunch of sand in your shoes even the next day. But that night we ended up having a party where I got my face painted, and it was the most beautiful mural on my face that I had seen in so long. And that morning I was just sitting underneath the tree, enjoying myself, relaxing. I didn't plan on writing anything, but sitting there peeling at the paint chips, and I really just, enjoyed it. It was I could definitely go more in depth into this poem, but I leave it short like this, for now at least, because, it was just such a simple moment. So I have one more poem for you guys today. And there's so many good ones in this, even though it is a shorter book. And I just can't pick. Okay. I got it. It's the last one in the book. You're the plug that fixes my flat. The smooth ride home when I have too many Miller High Lifes on Woodlawn. Sitting on that salty log, listening to the wake crash against the hard stone break. You're the light that guides me home when the other girls leave me as if I belong with the other trash. Shivering in my wool coat on that early October twilight, laying on that cold grass-covered ground. Glass-covered ground. I screwed up. Amongst the dying firelight, you're the only one that came back. You're the warmest blanket, the one your grandmom crocheted on your 6th birthday. But when we embrace, this toddler blanket surrounds me like a sleeping bag. You're the purple stain that still lingers on my lime green Volcom shirt when you thought it was silly string, but it was actually hair dye. I hope it never washes out, just like I hope our memories create metaphors for as long as we live. And that poem's called You Know Who You Are. But to be completely honest, it's kind of made up. There's only one part in there that's there's only one part in there that is something that actually happened, and it was just so funny because I was thinking about it, and I had this this green Volcom shirt, and it's super stretchy and comfortable, but it's also really thin, so I don't like wearing it because, like, I'm really thin and skinny, and I don't try to like make people see that grotesqueness unless it's an undershirt or something. But anyways, I was wearing it, and my friend Katie thought that she bought silly string, but it turns out that it was hair dye in a can. So she went up to people, and I didn't even see who got it the worst. I don't know who got it the worst, but then she ended up coming up to me. She's like, "Turn around." I said, "Okay." She sprayed the back of my head, and I was like, "Hmm." She's like, "Can I keep going?" And I said, "Sure." So she ended up spraying the back of my shirt. But I just wrote, about 3 times that, like I spent that really, like really came to me, like three different opportunities with 3 different people, and that's why I said you know who you are, because those who were there will understand. Even though the first 2 parts, or the 3 parts, whatever, before the end part, they were like very loosely based on what actually happened. It's just a very, like very interesting poem to me. I know I could have said way better stuff there, but poetry is poetry, and this will conclude our first episode. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Once again, this masterpiece is not available as of yet. Maybe never will be, but we'll have a full video about this whole book at some point. This is just a little nice snippet to express, and I really appreciate you guys coming in here and hanging out with me in my room for the first video. So I don't have anything cool to say yet. We'll have to build it as it goes. As of right now, adios, peace and love, au revoir. I'm gonna go try to learn Japanese. Kosovo.